All right, it's 2 p.m. Let's get back on the record. We are reconvening in docket 9300 DR 105. We have witness Heiser in attendance. And I'm going to ask, just curious, Debbie, if you can you see the list of attendees on the screen?
I don't see a list. I see all the people. I mean, the pictures. Yes.
No, in the screen share.
All travelers, if any unknown person attempts to give
No, you don't see
any
anybody.
item,
No.
including luggage and transport on your flight, do not accept it and notify airline personnel immediately.
So, this is joining us. So
All carry-on and checked luggage is subject to search.
hesitant to ask witness Heiser to mute his phone in case we can't get him back. So let's just try to muddle through this here with the announcements overhead. He is in the airport at the moment. So let's get back on the record. Let's take witness Heiser. I believe we have the people who have appeared before in attendance. I'm just going to screenshot my list of attendees. We can compare that with the,
That's what I do.
okay. We'll compare that with the prior appearances from before. All goes well. And we are a limited amount of time here, so I do want to get started. All right, so witness Heiser, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. It's a very good connection. I'm glad about that. So I'm going to swear you in. So please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. And let's off the record for a second. Is there any other place you may be able to go where it's not, we don't hear those overhead?
Yeah. Yeah. I apologize. Well, I'm going to go over in a corner and see if that makes a difference here.
Maybe just not as close to a speaker might be helpful if you can sort that out.
Well, I have to say the speakers seems a lot louder now that I'm on the phone than it did before.
Funny how that works, right? It's not a New York subway speaker, right?
Okay, I'm going to go over in a corner and hopefully that'll help.
All right, great. Thanks. Just let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
All right, great. So I'll pass you on to your attorney. I believe that's Patrick Proctor Brown, and he'll proceed from here.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Heiser, I just have a couple of questions for you, and then I believe Commissioner Huebner has some questions for you. So would you please state and spell your name for the record, sir?
It's Edward J. Heiser Jr. Heiser is Heiser.
And then, Mr. Heiser, did you prepare and submit supplemental direct testimony in this matter on behalf of Wisconsin Utilities Association?
Yes, I did.
And if I asked you the questions contained in your supplemental direct testimony, would your answers be the same?
Yes, they would.
Thank you. And I'll pass the witness to Commissioner Huebner at this point, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Well, actually, let me ask if any parties have questions for the witness. No? Commission staff, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Commissioner.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
And Mr. Heiser, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Thank you. I have a couple questions, and the first is on with your supplemental direct testimony. Do you have that available?
Yeah. I do not, but
Okay.
If you ask the question, I'll answer.
Okay, great. On the second page, it's the first two lines, and it says, WUA has asked me to review the MREA PPA, assuming that the same terms would be used in PPAs offered to individual consumers. And so my question is, does the Wisconsin Consumer Act apply to schools or school districts or nonprofits or businesses or local governments?
No, the Consumer Act only applies to individuals who obtain credit for personal, family, or household purposes. So it doesn't apply to corporations and organizations.
Okay, great. Are you aware of whether those types of entities have different consumer protection laws related to the types of transactions that you discussed in your testimony, different than the Wisconsin Consumer Act?
They would not have any other than the general protections that apply across the board. For example, some of the Chapter 100 protections, but they would not have anything similar to the Wisconsin Consumer Act.
Okay. Okay, that was all my questions.
All right. Any redirect?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. So I believe that's all we have for you. Thank you very much. Witness Heiser, you're excused. I can accept the.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and I can accept the supplemental direct, the rebuttal, and the original exhibit. Show that on our list.
Oh, before I leave, I would just like to say, guys, it's 82 degrees here. I'm sorry to be leaving myself, but just thought you'd like to know.
Okay, let the record reflect the wonderful weather you're experiencing there. All right, thanks very much.
Okay.
Okay, so we had the Heiser Direct supplemental, the rebuttal, and Heiser Exhibit 1, all in the record. Rebuttal and Exhibit 1 were verified by affidavit, so I just wanted to make that clear. So there is another process, I suppose, that we've allowed in my order on the original request to supplement the record. And that was to allow parties and commission staff to respond to anything that they heard in the hearing or the prior first round testimony. So I just wanted to make sure we had any other input from parties based on what we've heard today. No, not hearing anything. All right. So I think we have everything we need. Thank you all for attending. And we have a brief due on next Wednesday. Besides that, I don't think there's anything else we're expecting in this case. So thanks for participating. We're adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.